traveler. All right, hey everybody. Before we start Born to be Wild this week, Need and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to address the Black Lives Matter stuff with everything that's been going on, and yeah, we wanted to do that before the show and make sure that we got it out in the open. That at least Need and I, we've talked a lot about this over the weekend. We unequivocally stand with Black people, right? Black
Absolutely, 100%. Black Lives Matter. It's very important, and I think that we took last week off to kind of reflect on what was going on. It was things were kind of a whirlwind, and there were kind of a lot of emotions, and we had to think a little bit about just kind of and kind of reflect on what was going on. I think there were more important voices to be heard at the moment, and it just didn't seem right that we should be laughing and joking and having a good time when there are
it was so crazy last weekend, and it's still, things are still happening now, but at least now we've had time to digest and speak out about our stuff, and take to Twitter and talk to people and have discussions and read up about stuff. And I think for me, it was something I needed to do before we jumped on here, and I just didn't want to come on here feeling uneducated about everything and kind of ignorant to everything before I really had a chance to suck it all in. So I think a week was a good time to take off and kind of think about everything and let people just soak it in, because it's something that, thank God for cell phone cameras, because I guess I didn't realize how bad it was, and I knew how bad it was. I knew how crazy it gets, but it's so bad. That was insane. This was disgusting, and it shouldn't even be a conversation. It shouldn't even be an argument, right? I just can't imagine how people don't see the injustice here.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's it's a little hard, to take a step back and realize, oh wow, I actually have it really good. I'm really privileged, and I didn't appreciate that. And I'm driving around, I don't have to worry about getting pulled over, or if I get pulled over that I'm in danger. My biggest problem is I've got a student loan bill to pay off. That is a very minor problem.
Well, yeah, I've never once in my life had a police officer pull me over and think for even a second that I was going to be killed or hurt. I'd go, oh, I'm gonna get a ticket here. But I've talked to a lot of my Black friends and people that I kind of look up to a little bit and listen to a lot of it. It's just the sheer thought of seeing an officer and feeling less safe is ridiculous to me, because my whole life I've had the privilege of being able to see a cop and be like, oh, good. Now nothing's going to happen, or at worst, fuck, I'm going to get a parking ticket or a speeding ticket, But,
yeah.
And it's just gross. And it's stuff I never thought about enough until this past week. And I think it just really, it's something that needs to be talked about more. People should listen to stuff like Dave Chappelle put out an incredible special about it. It was called 846, and it was it's a must watch. It's on YouTube. You can just YouTube Dave Chappelle special. It'll come up, and that was another place where I got a lot of emotions going for it. I just watched that a couple days ago, and anyway, I don't know. I felt like it was important to come on here and at least say Black Lives Matter, and if you don't think so, then you're welcome to unsubscribe, because I couldn't care less to have you in my life. So
I think it's very important to be said, and for those folks that don't understand the concept, I've heard people, I think it's a valid, educate yourself is the important piece. And I think it's a, the more you know, And I've heard people say in the past, like, "Oh, well, I don't see color," and that's a problem. I think, I mean, it's this nice idea that, like, oh, you see everybody's equal, but you have to be able to see the color so that you can recognize how people are treated differently and how that's not right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, it's like that would be all fine and dandy if that's how everyone looked at it, right? And the fact that it's not. So if you say I don't see color, then you're basically saying fuck them. I don't have a problem with the way they're treated. Like that's the way they're treated. Like that's not right. So I don't know. I just feel like it's something we had to at least say. Um, yeah, I got a chance to listen to my friend Big Debo Aaron. He hosts a show called My Black Friend, or used to, and like now they kind of do episodes once in a
They
blue
do
moon.
some
And
bonus ones, yeah.
yeah, and they came out and did one last week, and they said basically Debo said the thing that I want to see people do the most is be vocal. Whether that, like he said, white people, I want you to be vocal. Whether it be going to a protest is one of the best things you can do, or donating money to causes is another great thing you can do, or just shouting, like going on your social media and correcting people. Not necessarily shouting, but like at least correcting people and like uh, sharing articles and educating yourself and just not being quiet. Like he had a great point where he said, "White people, your voices are the ones who kind of matter right now because not enough people listen to black people, right? Like you're not a black person's not going to convince a racist white person anything, but a white person might be able to convince that racist white person something. So I just think it's like it's important to like not be quiet, not hide from it, not try to find an escape from it as much as realize it, tackle it, and do your part. If it can't be a huge part, that's okay, I think, but try, do something. If you're doing nothing, nothing at all, then I think you're making a mistake right now. And I think you should at least try to educate someone in your life or educate yourself more, whether if you're at that stage. I don't know. I just think that you should be doing something right now to
Yeah,
try to help.
I agree. And yes, I highly recommend watch the Dave Chappelle special. It's on YouTube. It's free. Listen to the latest episode of My Black Friend. It's on
Yeah.
iTunes or all the
iTunes,
other podcast
Stitcher, all the
places. It's free. Educate yourself, and just again from Born to Be Wild, we absolutely believe Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, agreed. So we'll start the show right here. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Born to Be Wild, a Hearthstone podcast, a Wild exclusive Hearthstone podcast, hosted by me and maybe the best in the world, Nate Wolf. How the hell are you, Nate?
I'm doing well, thanks. Very happy to be here, as usual. So, yeah, it's good. It's good to see your beautiful face, and I'm very excited to have a special guest with us. So, LaboreSangre, welcome to the show. Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here, guys. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Yeah. Good to have you. So, for those folks who aren't as familiar with you, I guess, are you okay giving us a little intro?
Yeah, that's fine. So, my name is LaboreSangre. I've been streaming Wild for about like 5, 6 months, essentially. I've been an affiliate since March, but I think what I'm known for, other than like basically just my off-meta decks, is kind of where you can find my channel.
Nice. Any in particular? Like any of your? Do you have any pet decks?
Yeah, I've there's a lot of archetypes that have stood out from the others. I tried back in standard. It was called like Gallery Priest. Was one that I picked up and really enjoyed. I've really been a Mally Rogue fan, so to make that work, even though the aggro of today kind of puts out that light. Yeah, just a couple like that, I guess.
We have some spicy decks for later today, so I'm happy. It'll be fun to check those out.
Nice.
So how did you come up with your name? I know we chatted about it a little bit last week, and so I understand.
Yeah.
Like at first I thought it was Spanish, and then you were saying that it's Latin. But if you could give us a little background, I'm interested how you came up with that.
Sure, yeah. So, name, I guess, is originally Latin. I mean, way I describe the differences between like Latin, Spanish, it's like cereal, and then it just changes throughout the process. Like cereal with milk, cereal with milk and a spoon. It's just different iterations of the process of language and its changes. So I guess
cereal.
the base root is Latin. You don't like cereal.
I love
And
cereal.
then as far as like why I chose the name, one of my first friends, like that was his gamer name. It was kind of like a shout out to him. It was like one of the earliest names I picked up for like any game I play. I just choose this name.
Yeah.
As far as like as far as the meaning goes, like technically labore means like work and sangre means like blood, but whatever you want to take from that as far as meaning, it's just up to you. If it means like you got to work hard, whatever it means.
No, that's very cool.
It's definitely unique. I think one of the plus sides to having a very unique name is that you'll be able to grab it on all your different platforms. So Twitch and YouTube and Twitter and whatever else.
Oh, true.
So the other question that I really wanted to ask you, I've noticed for some time that Waxdred is your kind of mascot, if you will. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so Waxdred for me is a metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's an example, like a prime example of a card that is fine. Like it's not terrible or anything. It's just it lacks support, and that's why people haven't like tried it. Like it's just an example of an off meta card I've tried to push to its highest potential that maybe others just like walked over, couldn't see like how to squeeze it in and how to make it work. It's just that metaphor. I did make the Waxdred card golden back in the day, so I felt like it was a prime example.
Sweet.
Would you put is Waxdred like your favorite card? Like nothing beats it?
Oh man, that's tough. Maybe.
Wow.
I'll definitely put it up there.
I always forget it's a rogue card, right? It's not neutral, right?
Rogue 7 mana, 7/5. Yeah.
Gotcha. I feel guilty. That shows you how much I use it.
Oh, it's all fine. I'll convert you to the Waxdred faith before too long.
I like your emotes though, so those are sweet. Okay, so I see on here that you do creative writing. What do you want to chat about that at all, or is that something kind of independent?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with like streaming or anything. I include it because I am proud of some of the stuff that I've done, but for the most part, it's just like poetry or just like interesting like English sentences or words or combinations, that kind of thing. So I have a couple better ones I've written over the years that I just have in like a blog or places. So yeah, that's about the extent of that. I don't write on the regular, it's just whenever I'm in the mood or I have a really good idea, which is super rare.
That's like when I make songs for the show. It's kind of few and far between, but every once in a while inspiration hits and you gotta do it. I feel you. That's cool. So I have to say I like your stream. I like that you seem like a night owl, and that gels well with my schedule. But you're on like East Coast time, right?
Yeah, East Coast time.
So when I'm watching him at like midnight when I really should be going to bed, it's like 3 a.m. and he's midstream, like not even end of the stream, like midstream.
Oh.
So I have a good time though. You've got some fun decks going on, so very cool.
It's the silent game. Nate, you lose.
First after
I
he said
know,
it, so
I know.
he lost.
Yeah, you whispered, right?
No, that doesn't count. That's me announcing like we are in the silence game.
He's announcing. Yeah, exactly. He's initiating the game.
Exactly. So Nate, screw you.
Man, you want to try it again? I mean, I'll. This will just be it'll be a 4-hour long show.
People love dead air. I bet at least 3 people looked at their phones to be like, "Oh, did my podcast start buffering?" No, we're just still not great at it.
Hey, we're only 14 episodes in, okay?
Exactly. It's our first podcast. Anyway,
Oh God.
so
All right.
how can you repronounce your name for me, because I had a hard time with it. I'm going to be honest. Labore what?
Yeah,
Labore
so yeah,
Sangre.
LaboreSangre. A lot of people call me
Labore.
like Lab or Labor or that kind of thing, but the technical name is LaboreSangre.
Labore. I like it. I'm going to stick with Labore. I hope I don't bore you. Well, that was a bad
Oh no,
Labore
I
joke.
very much like the pronunciation there.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
So yeah, so that's pretty fun.
Hey, so
Go
why
go ahead.
Wild? You said you've been streaming Wild for about 5 months, but why is there something that you prefer about Wild over Standard?
Yeah, so about let's say 6 months. I said I was streaming Wild for 5 months. Let's say 6 months. So 6 months ago, was like my last couple of days like maining the standard format. And kind of this feeling that I got as a deck builder. And again, for those of you that are watching, if you happen to like standard, this is not a diss on it. Just my personal opinion. Like I feel like Rogue for me has been one of the classes that has so much flexibility. Like you can make it push so many different directions at the same time, or just in general. And there were a couple of cards that popped up in standard that I felt like I just couldn't innovate around. I didn't feel like there was enough options in my decks. So I essentially it just kind of like it kind of like burnt me out of the format, because I found that every time I like changed a deck, like tried to make a card and try to make a card, the cards still work, just weren't available. So beforehand, before I like mained Wild, I had kept like Reno cards. So any card that I could potentially see in a Reno deck, if I was ever bored of Standard, I would play that. Other time when I was burnt out, Battlegrounds came out and I played a bit of Battlegrounds, and just finally there was like nothing really new to relieve this burnt outdom. So I played Wild for a couple weeks, and I really enjoyed those couple weeks of Wild when I was staying the heck away from Standard, and I just started to do it overall.
Was it during the Evolved Shaman meta?
No, so whenever I ended up switching, I think it was right around like when the card uh new Wing Guardian. It was like Wing Guardian. Like the decks out there were like Face Hunter and like Big and Druid.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
that
those
was
were
that was probably a rough time,
yeah,
especially for a rogue.
Oh yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you can't target anything. So you
The
heard that,
only
standard players. You heard that. Labore says that you guys all suck. He said there was offense taken. So, haha.
I'll need to evolve and level up to the next wild level.
Uh, we have fun here.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. You talk about Evolve for just 2 seconds. I hate to put him on blast, but I played Mad at Arms today or this week in our THL Wild matches, and he was playing Evolve Shaman as one of his decks, and it was like, talk about RNG Fiesta. There was some crazy swing turns, where he was evolving stuff out of nowhere, like 12/12 Deathwing, kind of out of nowhere, and it was so funny. I don't remember what he had on deck, but it's that evolve card that I think it costs 1 or something, but you can use it with Echo any number of times, and he evolved the one card into a 12/12 Deathwing, tokened up, used his hero power to token up, and then had a couple mana left, and I think or maybe just 1 mana left, and he used it, and his little token turned into a Doomsayer. It was so funny.
I knew this story was gonna be like Doomsayer, like a sorcerer's, like a Radiant, and just get all of the free evolves. It's one of the two.
Either sorcerer. Yeah, it was good. I posted the deck list in our Discord. Like, it was really fun. I mean, I won, but I eked out the win. Like it was hard, and I almost lost. But anyways, kind of got off track there, but
That's what we do here on Born to Be Wild.
hey, everybody's good at something, and it just happens to be my specialty. But anyhow, hey, before we get too far down this rabbit hole, wanted to take a minute to give a big shout out to Shokunin, who is the executive producer of our show. Thank you very much, just for the support. Keep the lights on in our building, so to speak. Help fund our giveaways and our website that we've been working on and stuff. So it's very much appreciated. And the folks that we have on our Patreon as well, particularly Adam and Metzi. Thank you very much, guys. So
yeah, love you, especially you, Shokunin. I've known Shokunin for a long time, and I love him.
That being said, Shokunin, we sent out posters to the winners of our contest a couple weeks back. The ones who are in the U.S. should be probably already have received them. The international folks might take a little bit longer because shipping is really slow.
Yeah, I haven't got mine yet.
But so I got this screenshot. I got a picture of I think it was Campa who got his. So super cool. But like I would love to see you guys get them. Send them at us so that we can take a look.
Yeah, that is a cool poster.
I love it. I love how it turned out. I'm so happy. But anyways, so what else is going on? I hit Legend super early this month, so I've been kind of like don't know what to do with myself. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I played this week for Wild. I've maybe played like 5 games, 6 games this week. I've just been very busy. I played my THL matches and lost, unfortunately. And I went 1-3, so at least I won one of the games against Shia. No, was it Shia? No. Who was it, Nate? Do you remember who I played against? Me neither. I'm having a bad time. Anyway, I lost my games. I wish I could remember who it was, but I lost them. And it was fun though. And I do think that the Conquest format is a really, really cool format in Wild. And I know we've been talking about it the last couple weeks, but it really is like one of those things where if you kind of figure out what your opponent's like pet deck is based on what decks he's brought every week, you kind of get a little edge and you're able to target and you can get punished. It's really fun. Like it's a nice change from ladder. So if you're interested at all in playing in THL, which is basically a league, but it's not, then you could check it out on their website, teamhearthlegends.com. And they're accepting. It looks like they're getting ready to ramp up for the next Wild League, which will be not a league, which will be in a couple weeks now, maybe a month. So yeah, any listeners who are like, hey, I want to try some tournament style without having to do like a 9-hour day, like this is a fun way to do it in weekly increments. So come check it out if you want. It's teamhearthlegends.com.
Yeah, it's very cool. So we're towards the end of it. It's been 7 weeks, I think, because I've gone 5-2. I think we might make it to the playoffs. We were talking earlier. I've got a lot going on in my personal life. I don't think that I will be playing in season 2, but I really recommend it for other folks. It's a lot of fun. And like Craig said, it's really cool to kind of be on a team. I learned a lot practicing with...
Oh, Brown playoffs are locked.
Oh.
Is what someone in the chat is saying. I'm sorry for cutting you off. But
oh, no,
that
it's
means
fine.
that we are in the playoffs then, if that's the case.
Oh.
So we did pretty good then.
But we haven't finished this week's yet.
But I think there's enough of a difference between the top couple teams and the bottom teams, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that's cool. So
well, cool. We made it to the playoffs.
To us. Yeah, hey. We're the best.
Yeah. Anyways, but I recommend it. It's really fun for those folks who want to get into tournament style games. It's a once a week best of what is it? I guess it's a best of 5 or
it was best of
or 3.
It's been best of 5, but it's only been 3-player teams.
Yeah.
But next season, they're considering going up to 5-player teams like the original Team Hearth Legends.
I think they will. I think what I had heard is initially they weren't sure how what the turnout was going to be like, and it was like overwhelming. Like, oh, people do like wild.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Exactly.
anyways,
We do.
so I want to do my real quick like legend story time for you guys.
Yay!
So I started out the month kind of not sure what to play. I have been avoiding decks where I've got 1,000 wins, just to try to get the portraits with other decks. And so I went to Diamond 10 playing Big Shaman. I saw a couple different versions of it, but I was playing, I think it was JBH's version. It has the weapon that gives you random minions when you cast spells that are that cost. And it was fun, but I don't know how, like, I don't know that I would want to take it to Legend. And then I got stuck at D5. And I was kind of going back and forth. What do I play? What do I play? And I chatted with Blue Train, who I watched him play for a while. And then we spent a few, probably good 2-3 hours one night with me playing. He provided the deck list. I played and he spectated. Traditionally, like, I don't play very much aggro at all. I like mid-range. I like combo. A little bit of control maybe, but I prefer kind of a either combo or mid-range. And but after watching him play and start to play with this, and he essentially like coached me with this deck, it's really fast and really strong. And I think I hit D either, I think it was 3, maybe 2, maybe 3. We played until about midnight or so, and I went to bed, woke up the next morning, was all like couldn't sleep, went over to the computer and just jammed a few games. Ended up going, I think I was 17-5 with this list. Like, it's so fast when you're winning on turn 5. Like, it just eats everything.
It is a super fast deck, right? Like, I played this from bronze 10 to platinum 5 in like very quick games, and I didn't win all my games, and it was still very fast. So I think the deck's fun, and like the Sky Captain Craig is a really nice touch. You know,
I mean, they did name it after you, so
exactly.
I have seen I've seen other versions of this deck, and I think I want to say it. Memnarch was playing this first, and Blue Train got it from Memnarch, and I got it from Blue Train. And then I want to say, I think Hydralisk used the same deck to hit Legend as well, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just strong. Now, I've seen a couple other versions running Wrench Calibers to disrupt the Reno decks. I've seen the, I can't think of what it's called, but the other weapon that gives you lackeys.
The lackey weapon,
Lance, right?
Yeah.
The live wire lance, gotcha.
And I think the downside to this version is that if you've got Corsair Cache, like
it's Corsair Cache.
Okay.
Cache.
Are you sure you don't just pronounce it different because you're Canadian, or?
I'm pretty sure Cache is Cache, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think you could pronounce it multiple ways. I'm just giving you a hard time. Cache, cache, whatever it is. It can be.
I like to pronounce it Kachi. Spelling joke.
Love it. It can be a dead draw, right? If you pull your Ankar, and then it's just a dead draw, but whatever. Anyways, the deck is really strong. Pirate Warrior it's got a lot of flavor. It's got more synergy now. I remember back in the day, Control was playing Pirate Warrior like just over and over and over, and the deck is way better now than it was then. So
you were right, by the way. I just looked it up, and it's Cache. I think I had the French version.
Well, that's acceptable. So
bonjour.
I love it.
You guys still see me? It just like blipped for a second. Do you still see me or not?
We hear you.
John Cena? Is that John Cena over there?
Okay, gotcha.
Because I can't see him.
No attention to the man in the corner.
No. Anyway, well, congratulations, Nate. You really stepped your game up as of recently. Like these last 3-4 months, it's just legend.
It's been week 1 the last 3 months in a row, which is pretty. It feels good. So
yeah, you're kind of like my idol now.
Aw.
Well,
All right. Well, let's move on. So there was actually a lot of news this past week. Let's see here. Let me just pull it up. First off, for Battlegrounds. Now this is a wild show, but like we play Battlegrounds because Battlegrounds is super fun, and there are now pirates in Battlegrounds. So, what do you think, Craig? Have you messed around with it at all?
yeah, I messed around with it for a while the other night, and it's really cool. Like, there's a few things I love, and one is that it's a different meta every single time you play because they're rotating out the other classes. So, like, pirates right now is the one that'll always be there. Like, they're not rotating pirates, but every game you play, they'll take away mech for a game, or they'll take away dragons for a game, they'll take away beasts for a game, and they'll take away murlocs for a game. And it is really, really interesting, and it changes like how good some cards are. Like the big guys that give +2/+2 to dragons, murlocs, and beasts suddenly are a little weaker when one of those tribes are gone. Not really, you're not usually getting all three, but it's super cool. And the fact that the pirates are like economy based, where they care about gold, they care about like the how much it costs to level up your tiers and stuff like that. It's really cool. And like, I haven't got to play with all the new heroes yet because I refuse to like do that thing people do where they concede if they don't get a new hero. Like, I just I care too much about my PR.
Wait,
Is that what it is?
People do that?
Well, a lot of streamers will do it, right? Like, or YouTube creators. Like, I was watching Regis Kilbin do some Battlegrounds a few weeks ago, or was it this week? Maybe it was the last time they added stuff, but he would like literally he went onto his Europe account so that he didn't have to waste his like 9,000 MR PPR account, whatever it is, and he went on there, and yeah, if he didn't get one of the new heroes, concede, rego. And me, I can't do it like that. I'm just, I have too much integrity. So I only got to play with, the guy who gives you the new golden minion. Like, how does it work? It's like every time you press his hero power, it costs 1. After you press it 4 times, you get a random golden minion in your hand, and it's really cool. It's like a really cool like mechanic, and I don't know. I really like the game. I love Battlegrounds. It's the best thing they've added to Hearthstone, and probably since like the inception, and it's just really fun. So I'm really happy that they keep putting more and more into it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of happy that the way that they chose to do it, where they're taking some minions out as to not clutter the system by having pirates, mechs, murlocs, dragons, beasts all there at once. So I think they did a really good job finding a decent compromise by taking one tribe out at a time.
It works pretty well, although I mean, I'm not very good at it. I usually sit right around 5,000. I'm a casual.
Yeah.
I'm a casual, but I love it. It is a lot of fun where I think sometimes if I'm playing Wild Ladder, like I don't want to play unless I can play on the computer and use Deck Tracker and pay attention and focus, and I feel like I can jump on the iPad or whatever and play some Battlegrounds while I'm watching Netflix or whatever. So
for sure, I'm a 6,000 score player, so I'm like a little better than like a casual player, but I'm far from some of these guys. Like, I know EK plays cards. He just got up to 7,000 last week.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that's like 7,000 means you're doing it. Like, you have a really good, because I have a very good, like, not right now, but I have a very good understanding of how Battlegrounds works and whatnot. And I struggle to stay at 6,000. So I can only imagine what's going on in these guys' brains who hit 8,000, and some of these guys who hit like 13,000, which is just nuts.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I saw Brian Kibler was at 1-1. Yeah,
I watch Advocata not Advocta, Merps from the Lightforge podcast. I watch him play, and he hits like 11,000, 10,000, no problem, and it's just nuts. And then they have Educated Collins, is probably the best Battlegrounds player in the world, and he hits like 13,000, or I think that was his last goal was 13. I know
Holy
he hit 12.
crap!
Holy moly.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was possible.
it barely is, because if he loses a game, he'll go down 100, no problem, and he wins a game, and he'll barely get any points. It's just insane watching that guy play. So if you want to get better at Battlegrounds, I would recommend the Grinning Goat is one of them, or Educated Collins. They're both very, very, very good and entertaining.
Oh yeah, chat says Aw Dragon is at 13,000. Wow.
Oh wow, that's insane. That's just insane. Good for you, Aw Dragon. If you're listening, Aw Dragon, good for you. He's not listening.
No. Okay. So what else do we got? We got a new hero coming up. What is it? Alicia, whatever it is, Starseeker.
Oh yeah, the Demon Hunter girl. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder who it is.
the lore goes that it's Elisa's younger sister.
Oh.
So that should be cool. There's a So let's see here. All right. I have the little poster up. So the solo content comes out I guess it already started. We're currently sitting in what's called the Felfire Festival of Music and Vengeance. That started last week on the 9th. And so they've got it broken down into 4 weeks, where the first week is Battlegrounds update with the pirates. And then starting next week, and I believe I need to check. I believe it's typically on Tuesdays, right? So we'll probably see on the 16th. Arana Starseeker Trial by Felfire story. The solo content unlocks, and then I guess she's going to be a playable character in Battlegrounds as well. And then there will be a bundle available. So she's a new skin for Demon Hunter, and they'll have a bundle that is actually a really good deal, even if you don't want the skin. It's 20 Ashes of Outland packs plus the skin plus a card back for $20. So
Yeah, great deal.
Value.
yeah, the value is good. And then everybody who's been asking for golden whatever his name is, Carl. Carl.
Yeah.
Carl Sunstrider. Hey, we get it for free. That's always nice. So it comes out in week 3. So I know Cream Puff has been asking for it for a long time. So, and then it looks like we're going to be having legendary quests as well, which essentially means you do whatever the quest is and you get 3 packs. So free packs is
not
good.
coming out. Sorry, Nate. Does this mean they're not coming out with new cards?
I don't know. I thought they were going to, but they haven't announced anything yet. But even on this,
Interesting.
like they waited until like the last possible minute to unveil any of this stuff. And I don't know whether it's because they're just slacking or whether it's because like COVID is ruining the world and there is I think kind of the same reason we canceled the show last week is that Black Lives Matter, and that was kind of a big movement going on, and there are more important voices to be heard at the moment. And so,
well, yeah, but it just feels weird to me. Like when does the next set come out? Like
usually it's in August. So I want to say I think we're about 2 months away.
Yeah, I guess this set came out during COVID, right? It just feels like forever ago.
It feels like a long time ago, and they've been I don't know, like
this set came out at the beginning of April.
Yeah, April
right?
April 6th. I believe.
Oh yeah, your wife's birthday.
It is. Yeah. You remembered. That's so great.
Yeah, I remembered. All of April, all of May. So we're over 2 months in now.
Isn't it? It's kind of odd. The timing is off.
Well, it feels weird. Like they're not going to put they're not going to release an expansion halfway through this, right? So by the time this festival ends, it's time for like basically time for card reveals for the next thing. I guess it just feels lazy a little bit. Maybe I'm expecting too much now after the last year we just got hit with so much content, and this year it just feels like we got the new class. Maybe that's the thing, is like they put so much effort into the new class that they're not going to give us more cards in between the both expansions. And I know it sounds a little spoiled, but like I'm wishing that we had some more stuff now. Like usually around this time they buff some cards or they do something, like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
A little bit of a bummer.
And I thought that we were going to get cards with this too, as we unlock different cards from the wings, that we would unlock a few cards. And that was the impression that I had, but like they've been pretty quiet about it. So I don't know. I mean, if anyone in chat can enlighten us, that would help. But that's what I had heard. So
yeah.
I
guess
know.
with the new format, like they're also coming out with a new format this year, so maybe they're just kind of focusing on the bigger picture. So, but it's definitely hurts now. Like I know some people are really enjoying the game right now, but I just feel like it's so stale at the moment. Maybe that's my fault for picking Wild as my favorite format. So like it does get staler a little quicker. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm just being a party pooper, so let's move on.
I guess, though, like Demon Hunter is what I used to hit Legend last month, and it was really like Odd Demon Hunter was really strong, and then after the nerfs, like I just didn't like it right now. That's what I was trying with initially, and tried a handful of different Odd Demon Hunter builds, and they just didn't feel nearly as strong as the Pirate Warrior did. So, I mean, and if I wanted to play a Reno deck, then I'm going to play, Priest or Warlock or Mage. So I don't know.
Is Pirate Warrior favored in the matchup between that and Demon Hunter because of like ship's cannon and just, I don't know.
I think it was
the king of aggro decks for so long.
I mean, I'm hardly an aggro expert. I think I would say the answer is yes, though. I mean, what I saw is that Demon Hunter's got a lot of 2 health cards. And so, like, Ship's Cannon or Sky Barge can take out minions pretty easily. And there's a lot of synergy with the pirates where, I mean, Demon Hunter's got some stuff, but it also got nerfed pretty good. So, I don't know. I agree. I think that Pirate Warrior's favored. But anyhow, did want to throw a big congrats out to our buddy Ridiculous Hat. Did you see so they're doing another one of those like streamer showdown things, and Hat is going to be on a featured stream, which is just super cool.
Yeah, well, he deserves it, and like it's very nice that like this is done by Hearthstone, right? Like they're the ones.
Yeah, no, this is official. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's very nice that they did that because like Hat does so much for the game without even trying. Like you can tell Hat does it because he loves the game so much, but like he's not paid anything, and I can tell you that for sure he's gotten people more invested into Hearthstone than they were, just from like the passion that he exudes when he talks about it on Coin Concede, and then running the Team Hearthstone Legends and the Coin Concede Listener League and his streaming every day. Just you name it, Hat's there. You type his name in a Discord, and I guarantee you'll get a message back in 10 minutes. So it just feels like he's finally being rewarded a little bit in the game. Like whether it be his, like he has one of the most successful Hearthstone podcasts. He has a very successful stream considering he only went like quote unquote full time with it when the COVID started. And I think it just goes to show that if you put enough effort into something and like just are that, like he's also very smart and good at Hearthstone, but the fact that but just the amount of communication that he does and the amount of friends that he makes and stuff, like this is just a long time coming. And I think that Hearthstone gets a big up for like knowing their community a little bit, because Hat's just you can't really get better than him when it comes to someone that you want to try to like follow his footsteps. That's the kind of guy who you want to like act a little more like Hat, and you'll probably be doing better in Hearthstone and on social media. Like he's very good at it. And I love that he's right next to Regis Kilbin, because Regis Kilbin's one of my favorite streamers out there. So I'm gonna have 2 days of fun on the 21st and the 22nd.
Right. By the way, I know like they've been kind of slow to release promo material for this new set, but like, do you see the artwork for like Felfire Ragnaros? If that is a card, I will be so happy. I've been sitting on I've got enough dust right now to craft 2 golden legends, and I was about to do it, and then I thought, well, the last time that they released the solo content, there was a handful of new cards, right? I know Quest Mage got a bunch of support. There was the other Sky Captain Craig card, the one that if you've got a quest, you get the pirate or you get the parrot, right?
Yeah.
And then what I think was, I was confused with Questing Adventure, but it was the one that gives you a coin if you played a quest. So I keep thinking
Licensed Adventure.
Explorer. Yeah, no, you're right.
If if there's hypothetically, if this new adventure has cards that come with it, if there's anything good, then I'm probably better off saving my dust for now. So, but Ragnaros has been one of my longtime favorite cards, and so if there's a Felfire Ragnaros, like I will, I don't know, I'd be very happy anyways.
I hope it's neutral, so like a neutral card. Like I guess it would make more sense to be like a Warlock card or a Demon Hunter card,
probably, but
like if they made it neutral, then you could play a Paladin Ragnaros tribal deck where you play what's Major Domo, is that his name? The one that
Major Domo Executus.
Yeah, you play that. You play the healing Ragnaros, the neutral Ragnaros. Unfortunately, the Warlock, you can't do it in Warrior, where Warrior has the hero power, that the odd Warrior hero power, the Quest Warrior hero power, taunt hero power.
Oh yeah.
It's to deal 8 damage randomly. But yeah, you can get pretty close to doing tribal Ragnaros. Maybe you play Flame Juggler because it kind of has a similar effect where it just throws a random, I don't know.
It's
someone needs to do it. You need to do this, Labora. You need to make a tribal Ragnaros deck.
It's Ragnabros.
Whenever I heard Felfire, I thought of like the Jiraxis, like the Jiraxis 6/6s for a second there. I was thinking like Jiraxis just summoned 6/6 Ragnaros, is like, that sounds pretty busted.
Oh, that's awesome.
But definitely not going to be a thing.
Ragnabros.
Ragnabros,
really
yeah.
Ragnabros.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. What else we got? We had a couple people hit legend, so that was exciting. So big shout out from our Discord, Bitterman, first time legend, Pirate Warrior that he got from Alb. Changed the deck up a little bit. Used the version with Wrench Caliber, but super cool. He said thanks to Born to Be Wild for making it feel like it's 2014 again. Old school Pirate Warrior.
Yeah, that's really funny.
And then the other one that I saw was Mike D. It says looks like he hit in standard before, but first time Wild Legend. So which is a list that he got from Quintaga that shared last month. It's also Pirate Warrior with Wrench Caliber. So we can see what's popping right now. So
it's there's way too many Mikes in Hearthstone, so we're gonna need some of you guys to change those names, okay? No offense to
Michael.
Mike Low, D, Mikey V. There's lots of Mike. Michael, that's a good one. See, one of you guys needs to be Michael now.
There you go. This is Mike D, aka Mad Dog. We'll just call him Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog in the morning.
All right.
Radio DJ.
I've got all the pirate songs stuck in my head. When working on the song, I was looking at the sound clips from Pirates, and then got the stupid SpongeBob pirate song stuck in my head.
Oh, lives in the pineapple under the sea. Great song.
Oh God. Anyways, so that's all I have for news. Do you guys have any thoughts, ideas, speculations before we start talking about any of these decks that Labore brought?
So Talking about the legendary quests, I don't really know much about it. You mentioned like 3 packs. Is that like 3 packs a day, or just like every once in a while you get
It's
ability to get like 3 packs? Or
so the legendary quests are one legendary quest per week, and when you fulfill
Okay.
the quest requirements, then you get 3 packs. So
good.
Yeah, and for me, did you know that with the quests, they always go on your open in hand?
huh? No, we're not. I'm not talking about
It's a
those
week.
quests. All right, all right, all right.
Well, he said the legendary quests, not the side quests.
I'm talking about
Anyway.
daily quest. Daily quest.
Do what you want, 'cause
Legend
the pirate
daily
is free.
quests. That's what they should be called. Legend daily. Anyway, oh, this is a couple bad jokes here. Let's move. Did you say Dax?
Oh gosh, I'm sitting here when the recording has a little funky bit. It's because I was playing "You Are a Pirate" on. Anyways,
All right.
yeah. So funky decks. So check this out. Speaking of pirates, okay, you add pirates plus the best old god. What do you get? You get Pirate Cthulhu Warrior. So I tell us
This
about
isn't-
this.
This is not a good deck. Okay, I'm broken.
Yeah, so second question. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like putting just like a meme into Pirate Warrior. What I basically did is I cut some minions, maybe of the same. If you're putting in, it's like maybe the same stat of a minion, but essentially, I was asked to make a Cthulhu deck, and I just took the pirate build, which is a good foundation at the moment, and just tried to slot in Cthulhu. I don't think I've ever won a game like exactly from Cthulhu. I've won one game, maybe like 1 or 2 games of all the games I've played, but for the most part, it's just like a little fun package to put it in there. Actually, the list features there's the 7-mana 6/6. If Cthulhu is 10/10, I think you get like 10 armor. That's actually been game winning sometimes in like aggressive mirrors where I just gain a bunch of armor and have board finally, or I have a big weapon to kill them with or something.
Nice.
That's kind of where it highlights, but
I like the idea.
Otherwise
Sorry, Craig. Go for
otherwise
it.
it's just a less consistent part order. Otherwise, still good.
I was just thinking, it's too bad Cthulhu's not a pirate. They really
Yeah,
missed
exactly.
out there.
I remember when Patches came out at first, and he had, he's got like 8 eyes or whatever it is, and then he's got little eye patches on his little eyes. It's great. That was from that set,
Adorable.
right? Was Patches from Old Gods?
Yeah.
That's the hard part about playing Wild, is that like I can't even remember what cards come from which sets anymore.
Yeah, because N'Zoth's first mate came out with Patches, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
I think. Mean Streets. Patches, Mean Streets of Gadgetsan.
Oh.
So
fail.
that
Oh,
just
man.
came. Yeah.
Eh.
Thank God for
Wrong.
the chat.
That's why we do the show live, because
Right.
otherwise we'd have bad info for you guys.
Oh
over
yeah,
and over.
we'd be like, oh yeah, for sure. N'Zoth's first mate, it checks out. That's so funny.
What I like
yeah.
about the list that you brought is that they're like off meta, because
Oh,
there's
is this
Yeah.
is Pirate Cthulhu Warrior off meta? Are you sure?
You guys aren't seeing that, huh?
Sorry.
I will tell you what's entertaining is when you run into something like this at you're rank 5, rank 4, rank 3, and you run into one of these,
Yeah.
and you're not you're so used to seeing like tier 1 decks or the same kind of few decks over and over, that you end up like mulliganing incorrectly for it, or they play a weird card. Like if I think it's Pirate Warrior and then you drop a Twilight Elder or Cthulhu's Chosen, it's like, wait, what's going on? And it just throws off their whole game plan.
Yeah, they're really intimidated. Then they're like, "Wait, what?"
So
Yeah, I guess I want to ask. I don't ever want to sound like I'm rank shaming, but like, do you use decks like these to climb to legend?
Usually I play off meta stuff to Diamond 5. It kind of depends on how the season goes. Like usually what I do is I get to Legend, playing a fair amount of like normal decks. Sometimes I'll just get to Diamond 5 and then I'll play memes for the rest of the month. But usually what happens is I get Legend with either I like get to Diamond 5 and I get Legend early, and that's probably playing something meta. And then I stream like off meta stuff the whole rest of the time. But last season I can't remember if it was last season or this season, but I was playing like Spell, Token Druid, and like some other like off meta stuff to get to Diamond 5. So I don't know if that was this time, but I play off meta stuff primarily, but I wouldn't say to Legend. I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
I've gotten to rank 1 before with like Dead Man's Hand Warrior, but other than that, I don't know.
Are you in the Discord?
I am in the Discord.
I
I
saw
don't like post anything. I just kind of lurk in like a lists, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw when I was watching your stream the other night, I think you were playing your Kingsbane Rogue that you sent us over. And either was it like Diamond 4, I think it was.
Yeah, right now I'm chilling around like 5 and 4. That's basically where I get playing the list so far is like 5, 4, maybe 3. Anything I mess around with.
I mean, I tend to do.
Wow, that's really cool.
I tend to do the same thing where, if you're really trying to hit Legend, you pretty much have to do a tier 1 deck. But I played,
yeah.
you can kind of meme up to Diamond 5, I think. At least in some regards.
I think you could play like a tier 2 deck up to Legend.
Mm-hmm.
But like not like when it comes to Pirate Cthulhu Warrior, maybe not up to Legend. But like if you ever do hit Legend with this, you need to promise that you make a tweet, and not ironic at all. You just tell them, "Hi, this is my Legend list." Boom, got there, and then I want
one of the best parts with the list is that like with Pirate Warrior, you follow up with like a lot of early like pirates, like just like standard pirate stuff. So by the time you've won the game, if you've done enough damage early, you might have the mana to like just play all your Cthulhu cards just to show them at the very end that you're also running the Cthulhu package.
That's so
beat you with a handicapper, but
I will say, I mean, one of the things that I always liked about Cthulhu is when Old Gods came out, they overstated the Cthulhu cards, and so you can play them on curve for the most part as just bodies with an added bonus effect. So 2 mana 2/3, 3 mana 3/4, 4 mana 4/2 with Divine Shield. Like they're not bad. So
and a 7 mana for 2/4/6s with Taunt is decent.
Yeah.
I do need to. There are more Cthulhu cards that I would need to craft because, as I said, I'm kind of still getting into Wild from switching from Standard full time. So there's definitely some stuff that I need to look into for Cthulhu or just in general, but that I could potentially add to the list. But this is what I'm sitting at now.
Oh yeah, you're not playing. I thought you were playing the 7 mana 4/6 Taunt.
The Beckler, nah, I have it.
Whoa.
I don't have it either. I disenchanted it.
Oh,
when Cthulhu rotated out.
You dirty duster.
That was before I decided on Wild, and I would only disenchant cards that I didn't really like, and I did not really like the Cthulhu decks back then. So got rid of it. Felt good. Never looked back. And once in a while though, nowadays I think a Cthulhu deck would be a fun little thing, and I'm like, I'm not wasting 1,600 dust to play Cthulhu again.
I will tell you, I love Cthulhu Rogue is like my favorite, like off meta. You could do a Reno build or whatever.
Yeah, with the 9 mana minion that pumps Cthulhu and kills the minion.
Yeah, because the Rogue's got all these bounce cards. Like that was fun.
I know. At one point I played a Jade Cthulhu Rogue, and it was really, really weird.
That kind of sounds like Pirate Cthulhu Warrior.
Right? The pirates are good.
That's true. Yeah.
No aggro, maybe.
Anyways, but I like this. I mean, I think that it looks really fun, and I love Cthulhu. Cthulhu and N'Zoth, I think, are my 2 favorite Old Gods. But
before we move on, I want to steal this from Ridiculous Hat. Hey, Labore. What's Pirate's favorite letter?
R.
No, matey. His first love be the sea.
Oh my gosh. It's a good one.
Thanks, ridiculous hat. I needed a good joke today. That is a good one. It's the surprise factor. You can tell Nate's a dad because he's just rolling. Like Labare is having the regular reaction to this joke where he's got a smile, he's being polite, a quick little laugh. Meanwhile, Nate's just on the ground like, I can't.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm back. I'm going to call my dad after this. I can't wait.
Nate's going to gather his whole family. Like, come on, guys, get in the living room. Dad's got a joke.
Something important for you all.
Oh God.
So I'm leaving your. All right. Yeah. So that was fun. Do we have any more decks, Nate, or is this the one for this week?
No. I've got a few more.
Sweet.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. No. He brought 4. I'm excited. Okay, so here's the next one.
I could not choose. I had so many potential decks, and I just narrowed it down to like 4. If I was to just focus on one, it'd probably be a Waxadread Rogue, which we'll focus on later. I mean, Waxadread isn't like. It's not a good way to describe it. If you say Waxadread Rogue, people won't know what you're saying. It's like a raiding party tempo rogue with Waxadread, but if I was to choose one, but I had a real hard time just throwing them all away.
Sure. Okay, so this one is a Miracle Rogue deck with Akama, who is the new Rogue Prime, right? That gets permanent stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this almost looks like it's kind of a tempo rogue type thing to me as well. Lots of pirates, Leroy, Myras.
Yeah.
So
you go ahead, sir.
I mean, it's a little slower than like Pirate Warrior and stuff. The point of Akama is that it's a 3-mana 3/4. It's really good. If you draw the prime example of it, it's a good way to like try and beat out like a Pirate Warrior or a Demon Hunter. If you've won the board and you're just needing to find lethal before they kill you, it's a good way to get there. Essentially, it's just like a Tempo Rogue trying to use Raiding Party, trying to use other stuff. It was like the Miracle list that wasn't standard a couple months ago before the cards left there.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. I guess you can't be Odd Rogue because of weapon availabilities, is my assumption. Because it just seems like you're so close to Odd where like you're only playing like Wagglepick, Fuldari, and Dread Corsair. I guess like,
that's fair, yeah.
You're pretty close, and then it's Eviscerate and Backstab. So I'm just curious. Maybe it's just because you like not playing Baku in your decks.
Yeah, I did want to mix things up. I wasn't aiming to go to our Odd Rogue, but you're right. You could cut those cards and make an Odd Rogue list. Might be better with the 2-dagger beating Demon Hunter minions, with 2 health. That'll be better.
I only said it because I noticed you only playing one card in the 2 slot, and I was like, wait a minute. Maybe that's why we play Odd Rogue because even when you're not playing Odd Rogue, there's just no good
better, man.
Yeah, there's nothing good on 2 except for Dagger.
I was looking it over, and there are only really a few options on 2 what you really want.
Yeah, because you're not like going full on stealth. Like, is Akama just like a win? Like there is a win con?
I was toying around with 3-drops. SI is a really good 3-drop. 3-drops that we can play when we draw it. Like I made a couple changes here and there. The Rogue Pirate, the 1/1. I think it's the Flybooter. I don't remember the first part of it, but the Flybooter.
Bloodsail Flybooter.
Reads in hand, turn 2. Yeah, Flybooter, something like that. But I've just been toying around with like early game and like looking for 2s and looking for the right minions and stuff.
So, would you be, so this is, I mean, it looks like an aggro deck to me, between the pirates and the stealth stuff and the charge stuff. Do you ever struggle against, big taunts? Like, I guess, why are you not running sap?
So I'm not running sap just because Only the best class against Sap is Warlock, obviously, like Q block, and you still lose if they have Q. But in general, I don't know. I've tested Saps, like I've considered Saps. I think I was running 1 for 1 bit, but overall, I just wanted to try and compete the best against aggros. So again, Demon sorry, not Odd Warrior, Jesus Louises. It's a Pirate Warrior and Demon Hunter. I thought about running like Earthring Farseer. Like there's not a lot of like great heal cards that are also good tempo.
No,
like Ziliax, Earthring Farseer. Yeah.
There's that mushroom.
Really much else you could do there.
The mushroom's fine, but not great.
Yeah, the 4-mana 4/4 right Shroom Brewer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys for knowing the names of the cards. I'm like, oh, that one that does that thing where it heals a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
like know the image in your head, but you can't think of the name sometimes. Yeah.
I know what they look like, and I know what they do. I struggle with the names after a while, but
and that's just his family.
I'm the old one, right? That's fine. Okay. So let's talk about this Recruit Warrior also before we go into the Kingsbane, because the Kingsbane one is probably the most competitive. But like this, the Gunspire Recruit Warrior, like I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this one's probably the least competitive of all the lists I brought, but the combo that you do is just the most fun to pull off.
All right, so what is the combo here? In fact, I've been saying recruit, but I don't even see recruit cards in here.
Yeah, so whenever it comes to recruit, there's just the Woe Cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recruit combo deck is how you could label it, I guess. So you stick the cleaver on 8, which you'll draw it through Forge of Souls, and you'll consistently have that on 8. Pray to the Lord you don't get oozed. Pray that you're not dead on board. If that sticks, you can swing, pull a Devil Sword. You can swing, pull a Gunspire. Ideally, you have set up to where you can pull a Gunspire 1 turn and then like enrage it, sudden Genesis for another copy of a Gunspire, and then play like Warpaths, play Bladestorm. It's a really fun deck, but really hard to set up your combos.
Yeah, I find Warrior in general is like always the hardest combo deck to play. Like even looking back to like Patron Warrior, that was not an easy deck to get good at. And then you had Malagos Warrior. Have you guys ever played that one with?
I don't know that I've heard of that one.
It played. It was Mecha'thun Malagos Warrior. So you would.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
with the boom ship.
Yeah, you'd play your Malagos and then use Malagos' spell damage to kill your own Mecha'thuns. It was
Enrage Whirlwind. Yeah.
Yeah, Enrage Whirlwind, that's right. And you use the big legendary spell to plop them on the board. I think that was just in standard, but you could have done it in wild. You would have lost, but you could have done it.
For sure.
Yeah, but you can still do it for that matter. I mean,
you could still do it. You will lose, but you can do it. I think Pirate Warrior will be laughing at you. But you can make them laugh by telling them that C joke. But yeah, so this deck is interesting. I hate meme decks. Like, no offense, dude, because you're great. I love watching people play them, but when it comes to playing them, I just get so tilted. Even though I'm memeing out, I still get so tilted. I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah, it's surprising the people that'll like BM. They're like trained to BM whenever they win, right? Like regardless of like scenario, like some matchups, it's just like we playing like the stupidest deck you can think of, and they'll get BM'd on for losing a close game, and I'm like, what? All right, dude.
It's because people if you play the best deck in the format, they'll scream at their computer screen about how he's playing the best deck ever, and then if you beat him with this deck, oh, he beat me with us. He's such a shitty deck. He sucks. He's so lucky. It's like, oh, make up.
Doesn't know the tier list. Like, what? Why isn't he playing the good deck?
Yeah, and which tier list is the best for that matter? And we fight about that. It's just a whole thing. Anyway.
Oh God. Yes. No, I feel you.
life. Just kidding.
All
Sorry,
right.
Nate.
No, it's all good. I get decks from everywhere. I usually pull mine just from Twitter, but yeah. Anyways. All right, so let's jump into this Kingsbane. This is the one I think this is the one that I was watching you play on stream the other night.
Yeah, I think it was.
So this actually is I would say it's a more competitive list. This is kind of based around Pirate Package, but it's got the Feldari Strider combo with the Stowaway.
Mhm.
So Stowaway,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize this until I was watching you play. I knew that like Stowaway pulls stuff out of your deck, right? So I would always think, oh, okay, well you play Feldari, you play Stowaway to get your spiders, but Stowaway will pull your Kingsbane too,
Kingsbane, yeah.
which I didn't realize at first, and so that is, I mean, it's another way aside from Raiding Party or, God, whatever it's called, that little 3/1.
Oh, the Shiny Finder, Cavern Shiny Finder.
Yes. Wait, and you're not even. Oh, there he is. Okay, I was sitting here looking for it. But I like the idea of having the alternate ways to draw the weapon, because essentially the weapon's your win con, right? So
Yeah, because you have 6 ways then, like Shiny Finders, Stowaways. Stowaways are like after you play the weapon, so you have to play the weapon first. It's just redraw, and then Raiding Party. So you have like 4 ways to draw it initially: Shiny Finders, Raiding Parties, and then Stowaways to re-equip them. Yeah, I think I first figured out the whole Stowaway thing from a Get Me Out video. I think was the first one that I realized that. So it wasn't something I figured out on my own either.
okay.
Forgive me for I have sinned, but what is the Stowaway? I don't remember.
Okay, it's a 5-mana 4/4 for Rogue. And the battle cry is draw 2 cards from your deck that didn't start in your deck.
Oh, okay.
That's not the official wording, but that's how the card works.
So it'll draw Kingsbane.
Yep.
And if you have the spiders into play, you draw the copies in your deck that are free that give you the free 4/4s.
And it'll play them
It's
for
probably
you.
the best use of the card.
Yeah.
I'll say I have a question. Has anyone tried doing the 4/2 the 4/2 guy with Kingsbane? Do you know what I mean? The 4/2 that brings back a weapon that died this game?
It doesn't work. It gives you a 1-attack weapon.
Okay, it doesn't give you a buffed weapon.
It
That's
doesn't give you the buffs. Nope.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I do have a question here also. So I see that you have Gadget Zan Auctioneer here, and I assume it's just for for card draw. But
yeah, I was hoping. I originally tried to squeeze 2 into there. It's really hard because it's just in general. Like I really wanted to fit in 2, but I figured that 1 was probably the best.
Where
the deck highlights with Gadget Zan is like with the Leeching Poison, you gain lifesteal for the turn. You play it with Gadget Zan. You just cycle the spells. Like you want to play tempo with the deck, and then all the spells that you haven't played that game, then you just cycle it with Gadget Zan and draw the final like weapon buffs or minions to play.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, this deck actually looks pretty viable, right?
It is. I think so, and it's similar to, we played a similar deck real early on in the show with Astral's Flame. That was essentially like a Pirate Kingsbane rogue, but he was running Leroy. I think he was running Sap, and he was running Myra's Unstable Element.
And this was also pre-buff, before Raiding Party got moved back down to 3.
That's true.
Oh yeah, nice.
So
was trying to...
he was doing it before it was cool. Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah,
no, this deck's really cool.
What does Squid Face do? South Sea Squid Face, it buffs your weapon when it as a death rattle.
Yeah, whenever it dies, it gives you 2 attack.
Okay.
4-mana 4/4, I believe.
So you can get your Kingsbane pretty darn big.
The highest I've done is like 9 or 11 the other day.
Dang. All right. I like it.
Yeah, that's really.
I was like, everything went right.
Do you ever experiment with the other Kingsbane? What's it called? Spectral Cutlet?
Dude, that makes your... Spectral Cutlass. Yeah, whenever you play a card from another class, get a durability, the 2/2 weapon with lifesteal.
Yeah, that's a.
I played around with it a little bit. Not enough.
Who was? I think
I definitely have to work with that again.
I think it was Get Meowth who like had a really cool version of that deck where you just make a giant spectral cutlass with like 10 attack and 1,000 durability, and we all laugh.
I think, or might I know M3S has played a lot of Rogue, whether it was the Spectral Cutlass or it was the other one that was like the Burgle Rogue, the Rogue Quest, where you play cards from other classes and you get to upgrade a weapon, the 4/2, and you're invulnerable when you attack or something like that.
Oh, you mean the 3/2? Yeah, the Bizarre Burglary for the 3/2 weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cursed Blades is the power. Sorry for the flex.
No, that's great. That's great. I'm glad you know the names. It's very helpful.
Yeah, we're kind of testing you out as the memer that you claim to be. We're just making sure that you really do have the meme in you. Have you ever tried to make the 1/4 weapon work in Warrior? Is it a 1/4 or 1/5 weapon? The new weapon, you don't lose durability.
Yeah. No. You're talking about Bulwark, right? The 3-cost 1/4, the Bulwark of Azzinoth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I have what I call an Immortal Warrior. It's another one of my probably one of my more notable lists that I've played the most. Essentially, it's a Dead Man's Hand Warrior that I do run the Pillagers, the Horde Pillager, which is the dude that re-equips the weapon. But essentially, it's really funny. Go ahead.
Oh, do you play the other one to the one that brings a broken weapon back to your hand?
Rummaging Cabal. No, I don't run that card.
Okay.
We need to play a game, Craig. We need to.
That's fair.
You got to pull up like on your cell phone some Hearthstone cards and do a little trivia. Do you think you can do that?
With our guest?
Yeah, he's good at this.
He's gotten lucky so far. I'm scared.
We got some tough ones here. This card is a 6 mana 4/4, and every time you cast a spell,
Agitate Auctioneer.
Yes, he's good, Nate. He's good.
Luckily, I have a golden copy of that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten it.
No, I don't know, Nate. That's just too short notice for me. All right, you got me. 0 mana, right? It's 0 mana. Deal 1 damage.
Fire.
Add a second slice to your hand. What card am I talking about?
Sliced.
How? He's great, Nate. This is insane. All right, here's actually a tough one. 2 mana.
I have some good trivia too, actually.
Oh, all right.
I have like some trick question trivia for you.
All right, I want one.
Okay, so what was the first twin spell card in Hearthstone?
Did it say twin spell on it?
Oh, it doesn't say it. It just has the effect.
Extra arms.
Yeah, it is extra arms. I'm proud of you.
Wow.
Ain't no thing. I'm very good at this.
I'm impressed.
All right, then what was the first rush card? It didn't say rush on it. It's not strictly rush. It's not strictly rush. Well, no, that was charge.
Was it the warrior card that gives a minion charge, but it can't attack this turn?
Okay.
Wait, did you not think about that one?
Because that one was nerfed, right? Like
there's
also used to give charge, yeah.
There's
that one.
There is that legendary, that big snow yeti legendary one that says it has charge.
But the Ice Howl Yeti. Yeah,
but it can't attack heroes.
Not that one. It's not that one either.
No.
You should know this one.
Okay, so it was the first thing with rush, but it didn't say rush is like the clue, right?
And it's not strictly rush, but like it's very close.
Okay.
You brought it. You brought it in your
Devil Sword.
Yeah, it's Devil Sword. Charge Devil Sword for the kids at home. 8 mana, 7/7 charge. Battlecry can't attack heroes this turn.
I was so sad when they nerfed patches And then they had to nerf his voice line also to no longer say I'm in charge now.
We just had a trivia contest, so now we're kind of like the first Wild exclusive game show as well.
Wow.
That would be fun, like a trivia game show.
We may have to start incorporating that as part of the show.
Little segment, yeah.
Maybe instead of a parody song once in a while. Oh, no one liked that. Everyone's like, "Fuck you, Craig. Keep making the songs."
These songs are a lot of work, you guys.
Nate knows. Anyway, it's just been a week. I know if I sound a little off today, guys, you'll understand why later. It's been a week, so I want to apologize. But Labore, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just wanted to say, dude, you're a good sport, man, because you came on here with 4 decks, which, by the way, sometimes we have a hard time getting our guests to bring 1 deck. You brought 4 decks, and you gave me trivia, and it was a trivia question that you said was tricky, and I got right, which that has never happened to me in my life.
Man, your self-esteem just...
Oh, you're talking to the most humble man in Hearthstone right here. There's a
self-branded most humble man in Hearthstone.
We have a Discord channel that specifically says
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Compliments for Craig, not Nate. Oh. And I know that we almost never really shout out the chat, but this actually did seem pretty important to mention. Blue Train said, "We love you, Craig."
That is the most on-brand thing, Craig. I swear to God.
Yeah. So if you ever want to get your comments from the chat read, just make sure it includes me.
Hopefully something positive.
Oh, if you ever want to get banned from the chat, do something negative. Anyway.
It'll definitely get read, just not allowed. It'll be in his mind.
God. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Hydralis relax, because Hydralis just wrote "We love Nate" in the chat. And,
be careful. That's a quick way to get yourself banned from.
Yeah, if I was a mod in here, you'd be muted right now. For the podcast listeners, we stink.
Too positive. I can't take it on my heart.
Oh, God. The show, I mean, I feel a little bit bad for the folks who listen exclusively to the audio only. The show, I guess, has kind of evolved to be tailored towards the video, and so if you're listening to this, I highly encourage you to go to YouTube and watch it. You can see the deck lists a lot easier. You can watch Craig kind of fall asleep sometimes.
See that on the schedule? We're all taking a nap on stream. What?
Yeah, that's what we do after trivia usually. And if you're a podcast listener and you've never seen what either of us look like, I'm 6'5". I'm in great shape, full head of hair, great looking guy.
I concur. Yeah.
Oh well. This has just been a show, hasn't it?
These are interesting times in the world at the moment as well. And so
you mean I think you said shitty wrong.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Complicated, bad.
Yeah, between the pandemic that has essentially shut down the world, and then the fact that the only thing that could get us out of this, the only thing that could get people, it got so bad that during a pandemic where no one wanted to ever even touch each other, we're outside because of racist assholes who decided that tried to say that Black lives don't matter. So now everyone has to go out to make sure people know that Black lives matter, which is kind of pathetic in 2020. And in the midst of a pandemic, which hopefully we did enough to avoid, I guess it would be maybe a half a week from now, we'd find out that everyone in the world has COVID from the riots and protests and whatnot. But if that's the case, fuck it. It needed to be done because Yeah, I'd rather get COVID and be sick for a while than have to watch another black man's neck be sat on for 8 minutes and 46 seconds because of these sick fucking. Anyway, it's
Tell us how you really feel. No, I mean I agree with you. It's pretty. It's upsetting.
Gross. It's gross.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a lot of those videos out there. Yeah.
Holy fuck! Thank God for cell phone videos. By the way.
So, I mean, can you imagine, what was happening 30, 40, whatever years ago when there's no video? I mean, I imagine it's all the same behavior. It just nobody was talking about it, or nobody.
Look at Rodney. Like, would you say Rodney King was like the first big thing caught on video? Probably. Like, what? I don't know how long ago that was now, but it was many, many, many years ago. And it just goes to show the more cell phones we got, the more we see it, and it's just disgusting and gross. Sorry about derailing the show a little bit, but we talked about it for a second and it got really gross in my head. So if you don't like it, if you're a racist, turn off the thing, because if you don't think Black Lives Matter, I don't think you matter. Oh, but all lives matter, Craig. Shut the fuck up. Well, we know that we know. So
wiser words were never spoken. You heard that on Born to Be Wild.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well,
that was a awkward turn.
It's a very, you know what? It's a very passionate subject. So anyways, hey, so I think we're getting close to the end of the show, at least this portion of it. For those of you watching the stream, Labore, I believe you said you were available, right, to play a few games afterwards?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. I think we'll probably try out that Kingsbane list, unless you want to do something different, Craig.
No, I'm down for whatever, really.
Cool. All right, well, before we go, do you want to let people know where they can find you? Yeah, plug away, whatever, where people can find you online.
Plug away.
I saw that you have
away. Oh man, the jokes.
The silent game.
So as far as where you can find me, Twitch, it'll be LaboreSangre. It is a lowercase L, lowercase S, and I know maybe from the way it is, it sounds a little confusing to spell right if you just hear it out loud, but you can probably see my name there. But it's like labor with an E, and sing but with an A, an R-E. So there is the Twitch is the main space. That was the best attempt to try and just simplify it the most, but maybe it's still confusing. But
it was really bad.
Which is like the
here, let me just tell you, it's LaboreSangre, LaboreSangre.
Yeah, it's like laborer. It's like laborer, but not the Canadian spelling.
Yeah.
In Canada, laborer has a U in it. Fun fact.
Oh yeah, you guys spell colorful and all kinds of things.
You make fun of
colorful has a U.
Yeah, because it makes more sense if you think about it. Anyway,
sure.
You guys have Trump, so who's winning?
Yeah, so Twitch. Otherwise, there's like Twitter. You're laughing about it.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so we got your Twitter. It's the same handle, right?
Yeah, so same handle. I can't remember if it's capital or not. Let me check. But you mess around with like capital L, capital S. You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, it's labor, labore.
Okay, so yeah, it's lowercase. It's just lowercase LaboreSangre. Yeah.
Capitalization doesn't matter on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
I do. So I went to your YouTube channel, and unfortunately, there were no YouTube videos there. So I would.
Yeah, there's no YouTube videos yet. I was actually planning on making some. I just finally got off work. This is my first day off work, so I have a couple of days off work, and hopefully, I can produce one.
Yeah,
in a couple of days.
What's great though is right now you can tell people that you don't have a single bad video on your channel.
100% approval rating for my videos.
Oh, very good. All right, Craig, where can people find you?
Sky's the limit.
You can find me in my basement apartment at 36. I don't know. You can find me on Twitter at Craig of Canada. That's CRAIG of Canada. If you can't spell Canada, you can't follow me. And Nate, you should tell them where they can find you, but way more importantly, the show.
All right, so you can find me. The best place to find me is on Twitter at NateWolfTCG. It's NateWolfeTCG. As far as the show goes, you can find the show at on Twitter at Born to Be Wild HS. You can find us on YouTube. All of our shows, the videos are uploaded to YouTube. We have gameplay videos up on YouTube, parody songs up on YouTube, and all kinds of stuff. And that's youtube.com/Born to Be Wild podcast. We also have a Patreon and a Discord and some other stuff. You can email the show. If you go to our Twitter account, all of our contact info is pinned as our pinned tweet, so you can find us there. We are in the process of building a website. I keep lagging on it, but it's almost done. And so as soon as that's done, we'll just start saying that instead, and you can go there for everything. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're pretty much ready to get out of here. But maybe first you can play the music, Nate.
Hold the
And
film.
now, unrelated advice. With Nate Wolf. All right. So, Nate, I'm guessing the bumper music is played by now.
It has. Hey, Cream Puff just rated us. With
Yeah. So this is a weird time for it since we got a raid right now. But here's the question for Nate's advice, Nate, is if you had some bad news to tell your audience and your co-host, would you do that on stream, or would you wait and maybe do it like afterwards in a cowardly fashion?
I would say screw it. Let's do it live.
Well, Nate, I'm happy I asked and you gave me that because I need to tell you that next week will be my last week for a while anyway on Born to Be Wild, a Hearthstone podcast. I don't want everyone to cry because I know it's hard. But what's happened is I'm way too overwhelmed right now with life and the way things are going. And it's just been a lot of work lately. And it's just too much. Just writing a parody song every week is too much. Making this time every week is too much. Trying to make time for my girlfriend is too much. I'm not even back at work yet. So I know that when I get back at work, it's going to get really fucking crazy. And I just can't handle it right now, unfortunately. Usually I'm the kind of guy who fucking, no matter what life hits me with, I just keep fucking going and I laugh it off. But lately everything's been getting to me a little more. I think between COVID and all this fucking senseless brutality out there, it's just been a little too much for me to handle recently. Not really in a depression as much as I'm in a funk, and Hearthstone is just the last thing on my mind lately. You guys can probably tell by my enthusiasm lately is that I've been just not enjoying it. Like literally the only reason that I've been doing this show still is because I love talking to Nate every week and I love attention. I do. I'll be honest. I love when you guys laugh at my jokes. I love when you guys compliment my songs. It's so fun, but it's too much right now, and I just can't risk losing a lot of the great things I have going in life right now to try to make time for this. Appa is actually one of the reasons that I decided to do this, because I watched him leave Coin Concede, and it's a big decision to make. And I know this time around Nate is committed to keeping the show going, and we're not giving it away this time the way that I left last time and gave it away. And I feel shitty doing this after 13, 14 episodes, whatever. We're at 14 today. It's early, I know, but you know, it's been 4 months and I can't wait. I was going to wait a year and I can't. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, we talked a lot. We talked a lot before the show, and you know, I don't know. I love you, buddy. And I think that as you know, we said this before we even started the show, that life is important, and you got to handle, you know, you got to take care of yourself before anything else. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, kind of like we saw when Rod left Tier 5, that, you know, there are more important things than video games, and that stuff has got to come first. And there's just, you know, there will always be a place here. And so I can do it solo for now and still have lots of people on and still have a good time. And I'm still going to rope you in, so don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, and I plan on still making a song here and there, and I plan on coming to visit once in a while, coming to host an episode with Nate. He has no excuse. If I want to come on, there's almost no reason for him not to have me on, because there's 3 slots for cameras here, and there's only going to be 2 people. Oh yeah, it's a little shitty. It's a little sad. I was definitely when me and Nate decided to make this show again, we didn't expect me to be leaving after 14 episodes. I was hoping to get at least another year, like with Into the Wild, but what can you do? At least since we came, we've accomplished a lot. We've have the longest current running Hearthstone podcast, Wild Hearthstone podcast, outside of Gold Daniel's Hearthstoners, which we always forget about. Sorry about that, Gold Daniel. We've single-handedly destroyed Into the Wild in Tier 5. Sorry about that, everyone.
We wouldn't say that if we weren't friends with these people. I hope you guys know that.
Yeah, definitely a joke. But yeah, we got a lot done. We had a lot of fun. Ixar retweeted one of my songs. We got 1,100 views on a video. It's all cool shit. And Nate's gonna rock it. Nate's been hitting legend every month. Right now, I'm platinum 5 for an idea of how much Hearthstone I've been playing. I've barely touched the game. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for giving us another shot. And yeah, I'm going to be back next week for like a last hurrah with Nate. But yeah, I just wanted to get it out there before I change my mind, because I do think this is best for me right now, and I didn't want to sit on it any longer.
Yeah, please keep listening to the show anyways.
Yeah. Don't leave it because of me. Nate wrote this week's parody song, just so you know, so he can do that too. And I'll be joining in, I'll be helping him out with him. And anyway, I don't want to cry, so we're gonna end the show now. Bye.